As we have seen over the past couple of weeks, the correlation between the Parsha and the time period that we are in. We saw in Ki Teitze, we mentioned the Zohar that talks about the Sifas Toar being in a 30-day mourning process and cleansing process, and the Zohar says that's Elul. And we have a reference to Elul in this week's Parsha, Nitzavim-Vayeilech, Umal Hashem et levavcha ve'et levav zarecha, ni ledodi v'dodi li, right? The Aleph Lamed Vav Lamed. Right? Umal Hashem Elokecha et levavcha ve'et levav zarecha. We have so much tshuva content in this week's Parsha. The other allusion to the time period that we're in this week's Parsha is right at the beginning. Atem Nitzavim Hayom. Hayom. Every time we see Hayom, we've mentioned this before, that Rashi talks about, you should look at it as if it's today. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, why are we standing here? For a third bris after we had Har Sinai and after Har Grizim and Har Eval, a third bris that unites us together as a nation. Laman akimotcha hayom lo la'am, hayom lo la'am, right? And then v'lo itchem levadchem ani korat et habrit hazot ve'et halazot ki et asher shno po imanu omed hayom lifnei Hashem Elokeinu ve'et asher einenu po imanu hayom. The idea in such important parshas, the idea of hayom, as we see Rashi always talks about as if it's keeping things fresh and living for today. Like the idea of dveikus, as my Rebbe Rav Gerzi explained to me, the idea of dveikus, of being connected v'davat tabo, dveikus to the bow, to what's happening right now. When you have those aha moments and things click, that's hayom, being in the moment, being present and living for today, right? Living as if it's our last day on earth in a sense. Hayom almost always refers to, throughout Tanakh, almost always refers to Rosh Hashanah. Hayom. The Yom Hadin, Hayom, Hey Yediyah, the day. Atem Nitzavim Hayom, today. It's always a reference to Rosh Hashanah, especially in the Zohar talks about Hayom being Rosh Hashanah. What's interesting about Rosh Hashanah is we're not just thinking about today, we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about this coming year. Mi yichya, mi yamut, mi bito, mi lo bito, mi ye'ani, mi ye'ashir. It's not about Hayom. Hayom is a reference to a day that we're thinking about on a much larger scale about the year and at times of our life, how we can contribute. And yet we look at it as if it's Hayom. The Or Gedalia explains that Avram Avinu, it says Avram Avinu was 100 years old, Ba Bayamim, he came with his days, Vashem et Beirach Avraham Bakol. So he was 100. What does it mean he comes with his days, Ba Bayamim? So explains the Or Gedalia, or Gedalia Shor, explains that Ba Bayamim means, David HaMelech once referred to his life, and the perspective on his life is, Hine yamai tfachim natata, my days are like tefachs. This long. So it explains, Rav Simcha Bona Mipshischa, he says that if you have a 70 amma rope, 70 meter rope, it's only what you hold in your hand that you can tangibly measure, and that's a tefach. What you measured before, you know the measurement, and you have no idea how much coming up is measured. The only measurement you know for sure is that tefach. Today is all I know about my life right now. What's past is past. What's future, I have no idea. I have the tefach in my moment. Avram Avinu was Baba Yamin. He was 100. He had that past. He came with that past rope with him. Measured along with today. How? So explains the Chasam Sofer. Our lives are like a tefach. But we say in Shema, Asher Vayud V'Ma'ila, Asher Anochi Mitzavacha Hayom. Anochi Mitzavach Hayom is an acronym of Amma. You know how to make a tefach into an Amma and make it larger and extend it and take those little beads of a day, those precious beads, and necklace them up and come with your days like Avram Avinu and look beyond Hayom. Anochi Mitzavacha Hayom. When you do the mitzvahs that are commanded on you today, when you live each day to its fullest, then the next day comes together and is a continuation of the previous day, and you're beating them together. If you don't fulfill your day's mission that day, then it's just a day, it's just a tefach, and it's lost. And then you have another day, and there's no connection. You could live 100 years worth of days, but you're not 100 years old. Avram Avinu was 100 years old. He came with his days because he turned the tefachim into an amma by fulfilling that day. On Rosh Hashanah, we are very much in the day and thinking about trying to set the precedent for next year, where the first thing we're doing is being Mamlech Hashem, being Makabel, Ol Malchut Shemayim. Those keys, the key of being in the moment and still having that long-term effect for the year is by Anochi Mitzavacha Hayom, by thinking about our day and going through our days of what is Ratan Hashem. We know that this is an intense period. We're about to go into Motzei Shabbos, and we're about to hold ourselves to higher standards Hopefully that turns our days, our tfachim, into amos, and we should continue to do so through the rest of the following upcoming year. May everyone be zocheh to great things next year. Have a great Shabbos.